Yeah. What's going on, guys? Another segment back with this big, long episode. And today we got our and another one. Got another familiar face on the show. Start off with OJ. We got you want to
OG the
introduce yourself?
Beast, OG the Beast underscore sports. Y'all already know.
Yep. And guys, this has already been a long episode, so we don't actually have to do any of that. As I've been telling y'all, we don't have to do anything with ads. I will get paid. I will be putting the ads in, but we're not gonna do it in the middle of segments. Might as well just get started with it. Start up.
Let's roll.
So let's cut to the chase. Start off. Let's start off with who you got winning the Super Bowl.
Kansas City, no question.
The
I had
first Kansas City. First Kansas
Kansas
City
City,
guy.
no question. See, when the season first started, we did the early preseason picks. I had Bucks Kansas City from the beginning of
Real.
the year. I had Bucks Kansas City. Even OJ Knowles doubted it.
Yeah.
We were on the
Yeah.
segment. Yeah,
I saw
last
I
time we
saw
was
his
on here, we was talking about it.
I saw his y'all got the sports zone thing, right? The sports zone. I saw that. And I
Mhm.
went back through a couple of the videos. OJ had the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I was about to
see what
say,
I'm saying?
yeah,
He didn't even had a Bucks making it to the
yeah.
Super Bowl. If you don't remember, last time we was on the show, what, about a month ago, a couple of weeks ago,
Mhm.
when it was me, you, and him,
Mhm.
I talked about it, and when I cut out early that day
Yeah.
because I had a lot going on, but I talked about it, and I said,
Mhm.
"Hey, I actually got the Bucks going to the Super Bowl." What? This was
Yeah.
his response.
You
What?
you
For
had you
real?
had some stuff like you had that was before the playoffs started. So that was like back when
Exactly. Yeah.
the
This
Cleveland
was
still had to
before
play
the.
Pittsburgh. So
Yeah.
you had Cleveland winning. And I
Hey,
called you crazy for that.
I know.
I called you crazy for a lot of those. Like you had some crazy stuff in there.
Yeah.
You had
I
Ravens
didn't.
being
I only lost one game, and that was the Seahawks game. But
yeah.
everything else pretty much turned out the way that
And
I
that I
the
don't
way
think
that I picked
anyone
it.
saw that coming. Like I didn't
Yeah,
think anyone had that.
Rams beat the Seahawks, but I knew the Bucks would beat the Packers.
Yeah.
I knew the Bucks would represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, and
Yeah.
the other way around for my
Yeah.
AFC bracket was perfect.
Oh, for
I
real.
didn't lose a game in the AFC. Yeah, my
Yeah.
AFC side was perfect.
See the AFC though, it was like kind of like the Chiefs are just gonna rumble through. And like we had Zadario a couple hours ago, but like
Hmm.
I basically said like the Chiefs are basically like a natural disaster. They are like
Yeah,
if you see them, there's not much you can do. You know,
yeah,
you can try to like watch as much film as you can, but there's no
exactly.
actual like code to beating them. You know,
Nope.
they're gonna
You
beat
got to
people.
ask the Colts.
Yep.
I mean, not the Colts, the Raiders.
Yeah.
It's
And that
it's
wasn't
tough
even like
to
that
to
game.
say.
It wasn't like the Chiefs played a bad game. Oakland just I don't even know how they came up on top of that game.
There's no listen. The only thing you can do that you can control is put up points.
Yep.
That is the only thing as a team that you can do. You can sit up here and say, "Hey, defensively, we're gonna try to double Tyreek Hill. We're gonna try to
Hmm.
double Travis Kelsey. We're gonna try to, bump Sammy Watkins at the line of scrimmage, slow these guys' rhythm, knock them off rhythm, slow them down."
Hmm.
There is absolutely no defensive game plan that you can come up with to stop the Kansas
Uh,
City Chiefs.
and
Not one.
yeah, and I was saying it's like Bills, that linebacking core is one of the like is actually really good at pass coverage. They got Matt Milano, who was a former safety. They got Tremaine Edmonds in there, and then they have another guy. I forget who they're. Oh no, is Lorenzo Alexander still playing? That guy's like 37 years old. That guy, he's still
Does he?
playing. I don't even know. That guy's like an ancient artifact.
Definitely. He's a dinosaur.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know how
But
line
Tremaine
how they.
Edmonds is a dog.
Oh
So,
yeah,
they
Tremaine
they
Edmonds.
they
Yeah,
they lean on him a lot, especially in
yeah,
the run game, but ain't nothing they can do. I mean, they got
yeah,
Trey White and they got Josh Norman
yeah.
and Johnson. They
They
stacked.
got Micah Hyde and then the
Micah
Jordan
Hyde. They are
Poyer. Jordan Poyer.
yes,
Their
stacked. That
pass
secondary is nasty.
their pass defense is really good, and they still couldn't find an answer for
That's what I'm
um
saying, bro. There is
yeah.
no answer.
There is none. I mean,
Nobody. Patrick Mahomes has lost like 3 games in his entire life. So there's no.
that's
What are you going? What do you have to
that
work
sounds
off of?
outrageous, but that actually might be true.
It does. It is true. Like
Yeah,
it's off the top of my head. I don't know for sure, but it's been like 3 games
yeah. They
in his entire life. Like
yeah. I mean, he only lost one playoff game, which was the one in
his first
New
year.
England. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like every single year, he's been contending. Every single year he started, he's been contending.
Yeah.
And like, I posted a video. I was saying like, well, I had Mahomes being the best out of the draft class, but no one knew that he was gonna be this. No
No
one knew
one.
that
You
he
know
was gonna.
why? Because he was a loser at Texas Tech.
Yeah, yeah,
That's just plain and simple.
yeah.
He was a loser. And,
And
even though his talent can't be denied, he still had the same arm talent, the same mobility, everything. It's just his teams didn't win. So he went under the radar. And plus, the guys, I don't know how the hell Mitch Trubisky got thrown into that mix. Honestly, I didn't know who the hell Mitch Trubisky was until
me
the
neither.
draft started. Until the draft started. And then all of a sudden, because he played at, where the hell did he play? North
UNC,
was
University of
it
North Carolina. Yeah, he
North
played.
Carolina?
Yeah, he played for
South Carolina, North Carolina, one of them.
one of them. I
It
think
was
South
it was
Carolina's the Gamecocks
North
and
Carolina. It was
North
North
Carolina.
Carolina.
Yeah,
It was North Carolina.
because it was
So
the
he
blue
played
team.
in yeah,
The
he
blue and
played
red
he
team.
play, just because he played for North Carolina, they run a pro style offense. All of a
Yeah,
sudden, he was thrown in
he
there.
was
Oh,
apparently
he's the
ready,
most
more
pro
ready.
ready.
Even though Deshaun Watson had won 2 championships before that.
And a Heisman.
Yeah,
And he beat
no, that
Alabama.
doesn't mean, but that doesn't mean anything. If you run a
How
pro style offense in North Carolina, apparently that makes you more talented, and that makes you, and that means that a team will trade up and get that, trade up one spot just to get you for a team that everybody knew the 49ers were going to take Solomon Thomas. There was no need for them to take Mitch
because
Trubisky.
they were in the works with the whole Jimmy Garoppolo thing, and they knew
Yeah,
that. Everybody knew that. They got. The Bears got.
I don't know if that was. I think that was before Jimmy, but we all
That
knew
was
what
before Jimmy, but everybody knew.
everybody knew what the 49ers were up to. They were gonna like they had
They didn't even
5 or
have a
4 years.
quarterback in mind, but they played the Bears as if they did. Oh,
Yeah,
we'll take them. You better
yeah,
give us the house. We'll take them.
yeah.
But that's
But
what they
literally,
do.
like,
It's
yeah,
Mel Kiper's fault. Not to make
yeah.
it racial, but it's Mel Kiper's fault. Mel Kiper always seems to find a way every year to down talk, you know, the black quarterbacks that's entering the draft. Oh, he's got accuracy issues, but Mr. Trubisky, he's so good. He's this and he's that. But Deshaun Watson, we question his ability to take care of the football. Just put the film on. Watch the game. You don't have to question anything. Just watch the game.
Deshaun Watson has always been fighting, and that's what I love about Deshaun. He's
Yeah.
always, no matter who he is with, he's always playing like he's gonna be contending, or like the game depends on him, and it does. Half the games that Houston has played, it depends on him. If
Top
you
5 quarterback in the league. And they about
take,
to lose him now.
yeah, that's that part. But whoever he goes to, it's an automatically it's they say bringing a coach in changes the culture, but Deshaun's one of those guys that if you bring him in, he's gonna change the
He
culture of
changes
that
the
whole
whole
team.
dynamic of the game. He changes the way he change. Talk
You
about a
got
culture change, right?
you got a guy like JJ Watt who has one of the best careers in the NFL going up to you at the end of the game and saying, "Sorry, we wasted your career or wasted a season of your
Yeah,
career."
because they know what type of season he had. He led the league in passing,
Yeah,
had 30 plus, almost 40 touchdowns.
yeah.
Like, he had a hell of a year.
It's all because another guy named Brian O'Neill
Bill
or Brian
O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien. I don't know why I said Brian O'Neill. Bill O'Brien. I think that guy's a lineman for Minnesota Vikings. But Bill O'Brien decides, oh no, we need David Johnson, a guy who can't stay healthy, 30 years old, 28 years old, whatever, instead of D Hop. Instead of D Hop.
I don't know what it was. I don't even think it was about David Johnson. I think it was just
It was
David
about getting
Johnson is
rid of.
what came.
It's just getting
Exactly.
rid of.
David Johnson is just what came with it. But it
Yeah,
was about getting rid of D Hop.
yeah,
Him
and
and D
they
Hop didn't
gave
see
some
eye to eye
picks.
or whatever.
They added some picks onto the back of that to get rid of him. And I'm
Yeah,
like, do you
it's
know who
crazy.
you're trading away? Like, is this like was something messed up? Did you mean to give away the backup or?
That's probably all time worst trades of all time. It's
Uh,
not like it was a question of whether or not. I know you might say the Herschel Walker trade,
I was just saying
but
Herschel, yeah.
but this one here, or Oakland giving up Randy for like a 5th-round pick or something like that, and then he goes to the
But see,
Patriots and
Randy
has
was like, he wasn't doing anything
you.
in Oakland.
That's what I'm saying. It's not.
Mhm.
That's not the case for D Hop.
He
I'm
was
like,
in his
what
prime.
the?
He's in his prime.
What would give
Guy
you
just
the
mossed
inclination?
3 people.
Yeah. I
And
don't know.
now,
I don't know what Bill O'Brien was thinking about. He's retarded, and he needs to. He needs to never be available for a job again. That is probably top 2, top 3 worst trades of all time.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
And D-Hop is in his prime.
Okay. If they get like, even if they got
4
like
first-round picks.
4 first-round picks,
I don't even think they got a first-round pick for
They
D-Hop.
didn't. I don't even think they got a second. I think they got a third and a fourth.
I think they got a second.
Let me see.
But the thing about it is, it's crazy because the Bills gave up a first to get Diggs.
Yeah. And Diggs was better.
Right. You know, the Bills, D-Hop is better, of course. But the Bills gave up a first to get Diggs, but you allowed D-Hop to walk out the door for like a second and a fourth and David Johnson or some shit like that.
Yeah. DeAndre Hopkins trade. Let's look at let me see what they got. What did they get out of this? So they got let's see, they traded all-pro receiver DeAndre Hopkins and a fourth. So they gave away a 4th-round pick, getting David Johnson and a 2020 second-round draft pick, and a fourth from 2021.
Right. Yeah. I knew they got a second and a fourth back. Yeah. I don't know, bro.
Who are they?
I'm telling you, that's like you gave up a pick.
That they gave up
one of the worst trades of all time, bro.
That's probably one of the worst.
Yeah. Hey, don't downgrade that fourth. Dak Prescott was drafted in the 4th round.
Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing: will he live up to?
Aaron Jones was drafted in the 4th round.
Yeah, but like I mean,
Joe Montana was drafted in the.
But we're also talking about the same GM who just traded away their star receiver.
Hey, he ain't there no more. So somebody got to do something with
that is true. That is true. Actually, that is true. Yeah, that is true. That's true. I forgot about
Chip Kelly. That's what Chip Kelly did. Came to the Eagles and wrecked our whole team and then left.
Yeah. Yep. That's also Dave Gettleman's still here, so I can't really say that. But Dave Gettleman's still here. Yeah. Dave Gettleman, like, okay, here's the thing though. At least Dave Gettleman accepted it. He said, I said this back a couple years after trading Odell. And I think that he got rid of Olivier, and he also let Landon Collins go. He did all those.
At least y'all got Peppers.
Yeah, at least we got Peppers. And he did bring in Leonard Williams, so he had some good parts.
There was some good to it.
Yeah.
Odell didn't want to leave though either.
He was surprised that. Yeah. And
Odell
I was surprised.
Did not want to leave.
No,
you don't let. That's the thing. When you got a guy like that, and you're in a rebuild situation, losing, monotonously losing every year. And he still wants to be there. You hold on to that.
And now we don't actually have a true number 1 receiver. Imagine Odell, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, and Golden Tate.
Sterling Shepard is garbage. Slayton is good. Shepard is garbage.
No, he isn't.
I know you're a Giants fan. Shepard is garbage.
No, wait, how?
Has he had 1,000 yards year yet?
No, but he's never been the one. Like
he's barely the one this year. Why? Tell him if he's not garbage. Why? You just said he's never been the one. Why is he not the one this year?
We're going one. He was injured half the season.
Again.
Okay. Yeah. So he has injury. He has injury problems. But when he is on the field, he is pretty good. As a player, he's really good. As a player, he's really good. Okay, but here's the thing. He's one of the what I like about Sterling Shepard, and the reason I don't have a problem with him being on the team, he plays every single down. He does not stop. He does not take a break. He is one of the best run blocking receivers in the NFL. He run blocks. He'll go out and he'll play every single down
and he still got Bricio.
Hey, if he goes to the Eagles, would you be upset about that?
Yes, I'd be like, you're garbage. I don't want you here.
Wait, but he would help y'all out though.
Help us do what, bro? Think about it. We're about to enter the draft and probably grab a wide receiver. Probably gonna get Chase, right? So we probably get Chase. We get Jamar, right? And then now we got what? We probably gonna let Deshaun Jackson walk. Probably gonna let Zach Ertz walk. So now we got Jalen Reagor, who's in his second year. I don't think he's trash. I just don't think he's gotten the opportunity to prove himself. But I've seen some sparks in Jalen. I don't want to call him trash because I haven't seen enough of a sample size to do so.
Well,
we've seen a lot of Sterling Shepard. He's garbage.
I'll get into it.
I don't think he's trash. We haven't seen enough to call him trash. He was injured for half the season.
There's a big reason, but I'll get into it after you say it.
The reason why he's garbage, if you want to call him garbage, because he was taking over a handful of wide receivers that could be on our team. T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk, Justin Jefferson. It's a lot of guys that we could have drafted over him. But, I don't want to call him garbage. Let's just see how he performs. See if he comes into the season healthy next year and see what he does. I don't want to go out on a limb with that yet. But, would be solid. pass catchers. We still got Travis Fulgham. I don't know if they're gonna put the pen to the pad with him. We got a couple of guys.
See, Travis Fulgham, I think was just a fluke, though. I don't think he was really all that. Like, I mean, yeah, he was good, but I don't think people were like treating him like he was the 5th best receiver in the NFL. He was top 10. I don't think so.
That's because he went through a streak where he was.
Oh yeah, no, he was going
having
off.
some success.
Yeah, no, but people
still got Greg
like,
Ward too.
People treated him like he was doing that, like, like everybody was hyping him up. I don't.
Yeah.
I do like his story. I loved his story. He came from somewhere like he never even played football, and then picked it up in high school. Yeah, and then his journey he was like with a Detroit, and then on the practice
squad. That's how
Amari
Stoudemire was. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah, from
I know you
NBA.
don't follow basketball too much. Yeah.
Well,
Amari Stoudemire didn't pick up basketball until his junior year in high school.
Oh, for real? Yeah. I didn't know that, but I didn't. They like the way I am with basketball. I know the people. I just don't know what they've done.
Nah, you don't know the history.
Yeah. I mean,
listen, man, history is my favorite part.
Yeah,
it's my favorite part.
I know that he played for the Suns and he was balling over there.
Basketball, football. You know why? Because to know where you're headed, you got to know where you've been. How the hell can you understand the game? This is just my opinion. Maybe I may be wrong, but how the hell could you understand the game if you don't know the origin? If you don't know how it was before it is right now? You know what I mean? Like I truly believe in that. Like if you don't know how the game evolved into what you see today, what happened prior to this, like how could you really analyze the game? How could you have a true assessment on it if you don't know how it got to this point? So that's why I always prided myself on knowing the history of the game. That's why this new kicking players out of the Hall of Fame thing is becoming a thing. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I might.
I love doing those.
I might need to start. I might need to do my own like little thing about that because there's not many players to me that. I mean, who'd you kick out the first one? Who'd you kick out?
Basketball. The first one I did, I think, was basketball.
I mean,
out,
just like
you talking about football?
Yeah, just
the first football one I did was. Who did I give the boot to?
I don't remember. Was it Marcus Allen?
Marcus Allen. It was Marcus Allen and Lynn Swann.
Oh yeah, Lynn Swann I got, but why Marcus Allen?
Marcus Allen, I thought I did a pretty good job explaining it. 3 rushing yard seasons in 14 years in a predominantly run-heavy era. Oh, he shared or he said he got put in a doghouse. I don't care about that. Al Davis this, Al Davis that. I don't want to hear any of that.
That makes sense.
You have 3. Derek, think about it. What do you think Derrick Henry would have been in that era? Derrick Henry is in a predominantly pass-heavy era right now, and he just rushed for 2,000 yards, which hasn't been done in a decade. And it's only been done 7 times in the existence of the NFL. Back then, those guys didn't pass the ball 35 times a game. That's what I'm saying. Derrick Henry would have, you know what I'm saying?
But see, the way Derrick Henry plays, though, I think it's catered to that era. So I feel like he would also maybe lose a couple of those yards. I don't know. I could see it because that was the more physical era.
Yeah, definitely.
People didn't know what CTE was, brain injuries or just injuries.
They were just running. They were just running
the person
stuff.
trying to take off. There's a couple players from this era I could see that.
You know what people are getting confused with when I got this get him out the Hall of Fame series I got going on. People are thinking when I say that these players weren't great players.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think people is getting it confused thinking that I'm saying that they garbage. I'm not saying that they garbage. I'm just saying they're not Hall of Fame worthy. Great player when you played. That's why I emphasized that in the video. Marcus Allen, you were good when you played, but get him out the Hall of Fame. I emphasize that, and I did that on purpose to let people know I'm not calling him trash. I'm just saying, he's not.
People
Derrick
get that
Henry.
confused all the time. He's
not LaDainian Tomlinson.
Whether it's like if you're trying to like get someone out of like your top 10, if you leave like let's just say like top 5, you leave DK out, right? Because some people had him top 5 this year. You're not calling him trash. I mean, he's a really good receiver. You're just saying
guys that you feel is better.
Yeah, right. He's just not on that level where with D-Hop, Stephon.
Exactly. And people need to understand that. People saying, oh, you tripping on Marcus Allen. he did this, and then
Marcus
I'm like,
Allen was
okay,
he's still a legend. He's still gonna be a legend.
yes,
But
all-time great Raider. But
yeah.
when you're talking about Hall of Fame and you got 1,000 rushing yard seasons in a predominantly run-heavy era, I can't rock with you.
Okay,
As far as Hall of Fame,
if Eli makes the Hall of Fame, are you
there's no
kicking him out of if you okay, when he makes the Hall of Fame, are you kicking him out of the Hall of Fame?
That's what OJ said. OJ made a comment and said, "So
Oh,
I gotta wait. I gotta wait 4 years for you to kick him out the Hall of Fame." I might. I don't know.
You already know
Eli threw a lot of picks, and I don't know. He might stay, man. 2 rings. He beat the GOAT twice. Top 10 in almost every statistical category.
Yep.
I mean,
good. And you already know my stance on that. Like,
yeah, of course. We ain't even got to talk about it. I already know.
All right, so let's get back onto the Super Bowl.
Let's go.
Yeah. So, well, first of all, who do you think will be? What do you think will be the biggest factor in this game?
Like I said, I don't think defense should be coming out of anybody's mouth when it comes to this game. You know, I can't remember the last time I saw somebody play some real defense in a Super Bowl anyway. I think a couple of years ago when it was Patriots, Rams, I don't think it was a defensive game just because it was low scoring. I just think the offenses were terrible. You know what I mean? The last defensive game I remember seeing is probably Peyton Manning versus the Legion of Boom.
That's what I thought, yeah.
That was probably the last great defensive,
but what about the Patriots versus Seattle? Patriots versus Seattle.
Yeah, but to go back a little bit further than that, it'd probably be the one I'm talking about. Even though defense won that game,
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see, but But with this matchup here, I don't think anybody should be talking about defense. I think the main catalyst of success for this game for either team is going to be put up as much points as you can. Do not punt the football. Do not punt the football. Yeah. Pull a 2007, 2006 Indianapolis Colts when they faced the Kansas City Chiefs in the first round. They didn't punt in the whole game in the playoffs. Didn't punt the ball one time. Like, that's tough. You know what I mean? Like, so you gotta. I think that's the only way for both teams.
4 yards, even if it's like the number one rule, every coach preaches it: 4 yards every single play.
Even it's actually 3.
4 yards. 3 yards, yeah, 3 yards every single.
3 yards every play. It's a first down.
Yeah, but if I was a coach, I would preach 4 yards just because I want that extra yard. I think my coach always wanted it. I think my coaches always wanted that because I don't know, my coaches were just different like that, but they always wanted everything. But like, 4 yards every single play. You got first down and 2 or 3 plays.
Yep.
And that's that. Even if it's gonna be like that, which I highly doubt it. It's gonna be probably 15 yards every single play. That's what they're probably gonna be.
Yeah, but
for both offenses.
I'm telling you, I just think nobody should be coming into the game saying, "Well, it starts on the defensive end." When you got a guy like no.
But you know what? Here's what I will bring up to that. I think the defense will be the X factor. I think it will be the X factor, and I bring up that and bring up a couple players. For Kansas, I bring up that defensive line with Chris Jones, and can they stop the run game? Can they stop the run game?
That matters.
It does because look, they got Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette, 2 very good running backs,
and they will both do their thing. Trust me.
No, but if Chris Jones and that D line can step up and stop them, because that's a very talented D line. That's a very talented D line.
And that's what I'm saying. These guys got 2 weeks to prepare for each other. This is not going to happen. These have all been variables that's been brought up in the film room. They are studying each and every one of those defensive linemen right now, just like the defensive linemen are studying each and every play from Leonard Fournette's whole career and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You know what I'm saying? So Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So it's Ronald Jones. Yeah. I don't know why the hell I said Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but him too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't think none of these guys, I mean, Buccaneers was great towards the end of the year. They played better towards the end of the year, but they're middle of the pack defense. You know, in all fairness, they're middle of the pack defense. And I don't think defense is going to be the reason in this game. It's going to be all offense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if none of these guys punted the ball. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be Brady to Gronk, Brady to Godwin, Evans, all of these Scotty, and it's going to be Mahomes to Tariq to Kelsey to Harmon. It's going to be back and forth. This Super Bowl is going to crack. I'm telling you, no defense going to be played in this game. So,
but
okay. It's going to be like Eagles. It's going to be Eagles Patriots.
Yeah. Yep. And
that's it.
Yeah.
The second time.
And what I'm hoping for, I mean, or I brought this up again with the last segment. It was, I said, well, how many sacks do you think there are? I think it's going to be a low sack game. I only have 3-1. I think Patty Mahomes are going to get sacked more, but it shouldn't matter. You know, it's not going to be one of those games that the sacks matter. And I don't think, like, defense. But here's another thing, though. Chiefs had injuries last week. They had Eric Fisher gone, Mitchell Schwartz being injured this whole entire season. And this defense for the Bucs have stepped up, though. Jason Pierre-Paul got 2 sacks last week.
That front four is nasty.
Vita Vea is
nasty, man. That young guy is nasty, man.
And then Devontae David, all those guys.
Yeah. They got yeah, that's the other one. That's the one I was waiting on. That guy's a monster. Even though he didn't duplicate what he did last year, because I think he led the league in sacks last year, actually.
Yeah, he did.
Even though he didn't do that this year, he's still a hellacious pass rusher, and he's somebody you got to worry about coming off that left side. JPP coming off that right side, Villa in the middle. It's crazy. Like that defense is. You said what?
Ndamukong Suh is still playing apparently.
Who's still playing?
Ndamukong Suh.
Oh yeah, he's there too. Ndamukong Suh.
He wasn't where he used to be. He's still playing.
They got a whip, and he's still a threat. Yeah. I mean, either way you slice it, you can't. That's just what it is. He's still a threat.
That guy, that guy used to be like
fierce.
He was more. Like people used to get him on.
He was a dirty player.
He was a dirty player.
He was a dirty player.
Kick a guy.
Yeah, definitely.
He did kick a guy in the neck.
He would have been perfect for the 70s.
Oh yeah, him.
Ndamukong Suh would have been. Yeah, Vontaze Burfict, another one.
Yep.
They would have been perfect for the 70s. That's all. Yeah. That's all they did back then. Spit on people, slap people, punch people. That's all they did. So it's like, but yeah, this defense is nasty and all of that. That's all cool. But the defense never feared Patrick Mahomes, and I don't think it's going to start now.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes is going to go on the greatest dynasty you've ever seen in your life. It's going to be a streak that no sports he's going to go on Michael Jordan type run. Watch what I tell you.
Okay.
Yes.
See, so I brought this up, and so for of course this podcast, for people listening, this should be like the second time I brought it up, but I have so the way I look at the GOAT situation, NBA and NFL, again, remember I don't know much about NBA, but when I look at it is Tom Brady is basically the Michael Jordan as of right now.
Yep.
LeBron, or Patty Mahomes is like LeBron.
That I would.
Well, I mean, just Tom Brady did his thing. I mean, they both played, and time frames are different, but LeBron,
I don't know how I would put that. I like to call Patty Mahomes Jordan. You know why?
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah.
I like to call Mahomes Jordan, and I like to call. Here it is. We're gonna call Tom Brady Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. We're gonna call Patrick Mahomes Jordan. The reason why I call. Nah, Brady's got all the accolades, all the rings, all the awards.
But you could go with,
awards, everything. It's 70,000 passing yards, like all the extravagant numbers. 500 touchdowns. So it's like, he's got all the numbers, every number in the book, every accolade in the book, all pro MVP, everything. Super Bowl MVP, 6 rings. He's got all the glamour stuff, just like. Not this. The only way that they differ is Kareem isn't the GOAT, considered the GOAT, but he is. But I think there's a more talented guy than him which is Patrick Mahomes, which is Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
The reason why I compared the two is the way that they jumped out the window with their careers. Jordan started off fast, 28, 6, and 5 his first year as a rookie. Like, you don't see that.
Yeah.
And then you saw the consistency, and he started to elevate his game year after year after year. Patrick Mahomes came out the gate 50 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
crazy, yeah.
It's like, whoa, MVP. I'm like, damn, this guy's in his first year.
And then in that case, Andy Reid might just be the what's his name? Phil Jackson. What's his name? The coach.
Cool.
The coach for MJ.
Oh, you had it, Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson. Okay, that sounds. I messed it up. Okay. Phil Jackson sounds like some else though. I don't know who it is. I'm thinking.
No, that's Phil. That's definitely Phil Jackson.
Yeah, Phil Jackson.
No question.
Yeah, it just doesn't sound right for some reason. I don't know what it is.
May not sound right, but it's accurate.
Yeah, and it was funny because I had Kobe as Jerry Rice. Yeah, actually, you know what? Here.
Kobe is Jerry Rice.
Let's do this. So I posted, talking about your herd. I posted this exactly like some time ago. Let me bring up my exact list, and you can fix it up.
What'd you do?
On
category.
I said NFL to NBA players is basically what I had. So NBA players and NFL players compared. So I had Jerry as Kobe. I had Brady as Nash. I had KD as A-Rod. Joe Montana.
You gotta tell me why.
Yeah, I had.
You gotta tell me why.
Joe Montana as Jordan, and Drew Brees as LeBron. Joe Montana to Jordan, I think was a weak one. I probably could change that one.
So are you saying with this? It seems like you're saying Tom Brady's not the GOAT.
No.
Tom Brady as Steve Nash?
I didn't. Okay, no. I didn't use this as like a GOAT comparison. I didn't use this. I just use this as a comparison to the player style and stuff. And
like if he played basketball, this is who he'd be.
No, like their play style in their respective sports. So like, and the reason
so explain it to me.
So Nash he never dunked. You know, he literally went career without dunking. He was always killing the game with his, his IQ.
Like Brady. I see where you're going.
We don't see Brady running around like Lamar Jackson or Mike Vick. But
wasn't the most athletic.
Yeah.
But he got the job done.
Yeah. He was smart. He know how to make adjustments at the line. Yeah. And then I had Joe Montana as Jordan just because of the rings, but that was week one. I probably could change that one. I didn't want to use Brady twice, but I had KD to A-Rod because I feel like both of them were like KD's like the best scorer. A-Rod considered the best.
I like that. Yeah. I like that one.
And then Jerry to Kobe because both of them they're in that like 2 to 3 range, but they're known for their mentality. Jerry Rice's work ethic, being in there
was insane.
Yeah. And same with Kobe. Mentality.
Insane. Yeah. Yep, I could see that. Yeah. I like that. I don't mind that.
I forgot about Kareem. I probably would have said Drew Brees to Kareem because Drew Brees he's number one in stat. Or
I don't mind that either. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So that was my comparisons, and yeah.
Or that's cool. I like that. I was trying to think of somebody that I can compare to the NBA that was slept on early in their career and then ended up blossoming into an all-time great player, which is what happened to Drew Brees. He was a guy that was really, not projected to be what he ended up being.
Yeah, but to be honest, I feel like Tom Brady would fit that criteria more just because Drew Brees, he still was taken technically the first round if you look at it right now, but it was the second round back then. So yeah, Drew Brees, it was more of the fact that he was 5'11".
Short quarterback.
Under 6 feet. Never had that arm talent.
Yep.
And then shoulder injuries and that, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's a crazy story. That Drew Brees story is crazy.
Yeah, and it's actually probably one of the most inspirational, like, for people.
You skip inspirational. Do you know how game changing?
Oh yeah.
just Drew Brees' shoulder injury and that whole free agency year, I think it was
Oh
2006,
yeah.
how things would have been a complete
Oh
180
yeah.
if Drew Brees would have just if organizations would have made a different decision. Like, for instance, I don't know if you know this, Nick Saban was the head coach of the Miami Dolphins that year. Drew
Oh,
Brees was a free agent,
I thought you went
and
to
the Miami
back then.
no Miami Dolphins wanted Drew Brees,
Dang.
but when they
Oh,
found
I heard
out,
about that. I heard about
they
that.
spoke to a doctor that talked about the labrum in his throwing arm, and they said, honestly, we don't know if it'll ever fully repair. So
Wow.
Nick Saban said no. They left Drew Brees alone. He ended up grabbing Dante Culpepper in free agency. They sucked. He
Yeah.
goes to Alabama. 6 titles later, here we are.
Yeah.
Now, let's say they say, we ain't worried about what that doctor says. And Nick Saban and the Miami Dolphins take Drew Brees in free agency. Everything
That
changes.
changes. And then LA doesn't, or well, LA still takes a quarterback, but
Alabama probably doesn't have the success it has.
Alabama.
Nick Saban isn't
We
a
don't see
6-time
players
champion.
coming out of Alabama like that. Not
That's what I'm
people
saying.
don't
Now,
want to
this
go
may
to
affect Derrick
Alabama.
Henry, Julio Jones,
Yeah.
everybody. Everything
And right
changes
now, the
just with
Heisman Trophy
one
winner,
decision.
the current Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith, may not go
That's what
there.
I'm saying.
We see more people.
Everything
It's
changes.
basically if you get an offer from Alabama as a athlete, you're going to Alabama. And there's that app now that's like creating I forgot what it's called, but it was like the one where you can basically pay athletes to go to your college, and then they get paid.
Really?
Yeah, it's like you you basically bet on them going to that college, and if they don't go to that college, you get your money back. So it's like Quinn Ewers, like if you want him to go to Alabama, like you give him some money. After he's done with his collegiate career, he gets that money that he made from Alabama.
Really? That's what's
Yeah,
up.
yeah. And so now there's that, but like, yeah, but now it's like if you get an Alabama like scholarship, you're going to Alabama. Like,
Yeah, definitely. No
yeah,
question.
no. Alabama, you
That's
could
the number.
say,
Unless you got somebody in front of you, that you might not have a chance to, get the job, then that's when
yeah,
you
yeah.
reconsider it. Like, if you got
Mhm,
a Najee Harris in front of you, you of
mhm.
course, if you're a running back, you may refrain from going there. I don't even know if that'll stop you because these guys had Kenyon Drake and Mark Ingram all on the same team.
Yeah,
Kenyon Drake barely got any tick. He still got drafted just because he was from Alabama. Like,
yeah.
so it was
Like
like,
it's just Alabama's that culture, and there's something like you could say Ohio State and Clemson up in there as well. You can put them in the same conversation,
mhm.
but unless it's like unless you are from I don't even know where Clemson is, but
Me neither.
I know D Hop lived there, but like he went there because of that. But let's search it up. Let's see, Clemson University location. Search that up.
Florida? What the hell is Clemson?
South Carolina.
South Carolina?
Yeah,
I
South
knew it was
Carolina.
somewhere out
So
east.
yeah, if you're from South Carolina, you get an offer from Clemson. You might go there, right? If there's something, but if your next offer is like Auburn or something down there, like or like Florida Gators,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got Alabama, you're gonna be
You going to
leaving
Bama?
really anywhere. Like just
Yeah.
go ahead. And Nick Saban is just so like he is just such a great coach. And I
Yeah.
had Josh Booty out here who was the first quarterback who ever played for Nick Saban. And he was talking about that
Oh,
experience. He said that guy like
one in a million.
yeah. It wasn't on my podcast, but he talked about a story that was on another podcast. He was basically saying that he once went in to see Nick Saban, and he was already at like the same like watching film and work on the play.
Mm-hmm.
He just stayed there. I'm like, I'm not surprised.
Saban is different, and he's a legend out there too. Like
Yeah,
I can only imagine he never has to pay for a meal in his life.
yeah.
Like this dude is remarkable. Like
Yeah, I'm probably buying like everything that restaurant got.
right. Saban ain't never got to pay for a meal. Oh, it's on us, Mr. Saban.
Yeah. Oh, you being in here, pleasure. Yeah, do that. Hey, go
Never
on.
have to pay for a meal in Tuscaloosa ever in his life.
Dang.
That's Nick Saban County, man.
Yeah, that is. What they got going on in Alabama though? Like Alabama, I just like my vision of Alabama is just not. I don't know. I don't.
Hot, sticky.
Yeah, yeah. No, because like I'm from Texas, but like up north or like up further a little bit towards the Panhandle, it's not. It's like basically country, you know.
Yeah,
Nothing. So
yeah.
I'm like, what's even in Alabama? So
Country, probably the same stuff.
and they're probably, you know what? But college football is just crazy in like those
Yeah.
places. It any county, any city, if they have a college that is going off winning championships, they're gonna love them. Even if it's a JUCO. Like,
Especially if you don't have a NFL team there.
yeah,
Especially
yeah,
like
and
Alabama.
yeah, Alabama doesn't have one.
That's
So
probably one of the reasons why they love the way that they are.
yeah, so that's
Auburn
great.
too. I mean,
Yep.
not Auburn. Clemson. I
Uh
mean,
Clemson. I mean, it depends on because South Carolina, I mean, technically could go into
I
what do
thought
you
that
call
was
it?
more North
Carolina.
Carolina.
It's,
The
Carolina.
Panthers.
But
Yeah.
because I don't know because like I've heard a lot of South Carolina people just tend toward
Claim it too.
yeah,
I can
and
see that.
because it's just called Carolina, I guess I don't know
Yeah.
because
So I guess lock them into both Carolinas.
yep there's what's his name Spawn he's a Panther fan and he's from South Carolina.
He's from Charlotte. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they might play that, I don't remember, but yeah, but let's get back onto the Super Bowl. Okay, so well, what did I have going? Okay, so I had one of the biggest storylines going into this, or that will be going into this, is who do you think will just have like who will either break out or just just get too nervous, like Tom Brady or Patty Mahomes. I think Tom Brady will break out, and there's a chance Patty Mahomes that age catches up. That age catches up. That Tom
Brady, you
Brady.
mean?
No, I meant like in the sense that
Too
Tom
young for
Brady.
the moment?
Yeah, I mean, he's been in the moment, but there's just something about playing Tom Brady. We've never seen him be an underdog in a game. We just never have. We've always seen him be the favorite to win it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Mahomes is right now.
Yep.
But but Tom Brady doesn't worry about that. He doesn't.
Nah. I don't think that phases Tom at all.
That doesn't.
And the thing that's gonna help Patrick Mahomes out is experience. I'm not saying it's more than Tom, but he's been there before too.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's gonna shy away from the moment. It's just another game to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I don't have a doubt in my mind that this score is gonna be 42 to
we did see
38.
what Eagles did though. When Tom Brady let up in that game. He really did.
I don't think he let up. He threw
He
for
did.
500 yards.
Yeah,
The
but
thing
like
is,
he wasn't
the
able to
thing
like
is,
the
we
500 yards can be
scored.
deceiving though.
Listen, I don't even think there was any punt in this game. Like it might have been one punt. I think the
Maybe.
Patriots punted one time. But here's the thing, though. It was score for score for score for score. It was basically who could outscore who, and which defense is going to make that stop, that one critical stop, and that's what the Eagles did because the Patriots had a chance to come down and score to win the game.
Yeah, but like
But
in that
Brandon Graham got the strip sack, and Derek Barnett recovered it, and that closed the game out. So it was like it was score, score, score. You score, I score. I think it was only one punt in that game.
Probably. Let's see. Special teams. There's nothing on special teams, so there probably wasn't even a punt that game.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but well, I think we're looking at. Okay, so Tom Brady, yeah, he had 500 yards that game. So
yeah, 505.
But I mean, he didn't look comfortable though. Like whenever he didn't look
You
comfortable.
look comfortable to me.
At the end of the game.
That was
That
the
last
only
drive.
time the last drive he got strip sacked. That was the only
He
like
took whenever he went up,
they
when
picked
the
off
Eagles
Nick
went off,
Foles.
when the Eagles went up to a lead and it was the time was running out, Tom Brady wasn't like it was the
I thought
fact
he
that
was gonna clutch us out. I
to be
said,
honest,
here
I
we
thought
go
he would,
again.
but his
Tom
plays,
Brady again in
but he
this
was taking way too
situation
much time in the
again.
pocket. He wasn't able to do what Tom Brady does. And
That game was basically about which defense was gonna make the play first.
And I feel like that's what
This game is gonna
game
be
comes down to.
exactly.
But here's the thing: we got Patty Mahomes in that situation. Tom Brady's used to that situation. I mean, he's used
Mahomes
to.
was tested last year. He was down, and again, he basically won a game he had no business winning.
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of
true.
people say if they had a competent quarterback
Yeah,
on the
but
other side, they would have won.
That's true.
He's faced adversity.
He wasn't supposed to win
You know
that
what I
game.
mean?
He really wasn't. 10
Yeah,
minutes,
he
10
faced
points
adversity.
in 10 minutes. But I feel whenever you're playing Tom Brady, out of the two quarterbacks who you expect
Hell,
that
to
from,
be honest with you, he wasn't even supposed to beat Deshaun Watson that year.
yeah, he really wasn't.
Remember, he had that 3 touchdown second half.
Yep.
I thought that game was over with.
I think it's gonna come down to that though. Which quarterback will let up? Which quarterback will just get stiff in the pocket? And make a bad read and take a sack when a sack isn't needed? And I feel that's gonna be Patty Mahomes versus Tom Brady. Tom Brady's gonna put Mahomes.
Oh, you
in
got
that
the
situation.
Bucks?
I got the Bucks. Yeah.
Ooh,
I have
you
the
got
Bucks.
the Bucks taking it, huh?
Yeah. Oh, I thought we already
Give me
mentioned
a
that. No, I got the
score.
Bucks. I got
What you think?
what did I say? I said 30. What did I say? I said 34-27. 34-27.
34-27?
Yeah. Apparently me and OJ had the same score. I didn't realize. But
Not bad.
yeah, so I had that, and again, it's gonna be a high scoring game. It really will. I wouldn't be surprised
Oh,
if it goes.
definitely.
If you remember that Chiefs versus Rams game?
Of course. Chiefs versus Rams, what game? Oh, the Monday night game?
Yeah, the one that went up that went
time?
over. Yep, the one that went over
Yeah.
500 points, or not 500, 100 points.
Yeah, I remember that.
That game, there's a chance that's what
It
we
could
see
be like
here.
that. Yep.
Because
No question.
Because we saw Patty Mahomes go off that game. We saw Jared Goff go off that game. And what we also saw is that those defenses were amazing. The defenses yet did not have any impact in that game, though, really.
Facts.
So we could see the first drive touchdown, second drive touchdown, third drive touchdown, fourth drive, maybe a field goal,
I'm telling you, if you got to put points on the board every time you touch the ball,
it's going to be one of those games that if you settle for a field goal in the red zone, that's a mistake.
I'll tell you like this here. Tom Brady can't come out here throwing 3 second half picks.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that just like that. You come out here like that, this game might be a blowout because Patty Mahomes ain't going to throw no picks. So you better come out here on point and raw.
Yeah.
Real talk.
But see, then there is also, but let's look at Patty Mahomes. Let's look at their offense, right? Last time they played, biggest storyline or biggest point that game, Tyreek Hill 200 yards, one in the first quarter. Just one quarter. People don't even do that in one game.
He was on my fantasy team. I was loving every second of it.
Yeah.
Every second of it.
I probably was playing the guy too. I was probably playing the guy who had that. And I'm like, oh.
And you continuously try to man cover this guy. He's a problem.
What's funny?
All Tyreek Hill does, you know what he does?
Time.
All Tyreek Hill does is line up in the slot on the left or the right side and runs right across the field. And you know what that does to your defense? When Tyreek Hill is streaming across the middle of the field,
you gotta push your safeties back, like even further, and just like now your safeties are back, and now you have to like let up on Kelsey. And then
the reason why teams think they can man-to-man these guys is because they are so smart that when Tyreek Hill comes streaming across the middle of the field, you have to focus in on them, and it may cause you to leave your gap, lose your gap assignment. It may cause you to, forget which zone you playing because you got this guy Tyreek Hill who's faster than the speed of light running right across your face. You have to react to it. That's why teams say, you know what, to prevent that, let's just run man. Then you run man, and guess what? Miko Harmon is fast. He's a great route runner. He'll kill you in man. You can't. Tyreek Hill. You seen what happened when the Bucks tried to run man against him. You can't do it. You got single high safety. What do you got a single high safety for? You should. And the way that the Raiders beat them is they dropped everybody in coverage, which gave Patrick Mahomes a lot of time to throw it, but it's also a lot of time to throw it to absolutely nobody.
Yeah.
When you got everything boxed up because you got everybody playing coverage and you relying on your front four to get there. I guess that may be the way you go. You don't try to rush them. Don't try to blitz them. Don't try to do none of that. Just play coverage.
Yeah. And Todd Bowles, I'm pretty sure, is the defense coordinator. He's been calling some really good plays. He really has. Yep. And I never thought I'd be saying that after what he did in New York with the Jets.
Yeah, he was terrible.
I never thought I'd be
one and done.
A good coach.
I mean, then again, everybody's terrible when they go to the Jets. Who's the last good coach from the Jets?
Adam Gase? Nah.
Bill Belichick.
He left after a day.
Yeah, and he's the last good one to ever put on a shirt.
You can make a case. Rex Ryan. You can make a case for Rex Ryan.
Yeah, okay. Rex Ryan had some success. He went to a couple AFC championships. He did beat the Patriots actually in the playoffs.
He did. Yep.
So yeah, you could say Rex.
So yeah, you could say Rex Ryan. After that, I can't really tell you who even coached for them.
Me neither.
And yeah, but like who? Yeah, no. But that there's the teams that just see the Bucks right now. You just can't let up, and you can't play one. You can't press or back off the Tyreek Hill, right? Or McCole Hardman. You can't take a corner.
Tyreek Hill leads the league in most yards given at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And so a lot of teams try to back off of him.
And then there's a problem that, okay, he's just going to dump it off, and he's still going to get those yards.
Exactly. Because now you're in a foot race, not even a foot race, and he's the fastest from a standstill to go. From standstill to go, he's the fastest.
The way to tackle him, you have to give him yards and let him come to you.
Exactly.
And you're giving up like 40 yards. Yep. Just and you're hoping that you don't get your ankles broken.
It was actually an average of like 4.5 yards cushion for Tyreek Hill, something like that. 4.6 yards of cushion at the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely crazy. And then you can like prevent defense. Just send everybody back there. Get rid of McCole Hardman, Tyreek Hill, those speedsters. Then you got to worry about Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce.
Underneath.
Travis Kelce.
Giving up 10, 15 yards a pop.
Yeah, and you can. There's some teams that you can just let them take those like underneath plays. Just let them get the 4 yards. You can't do that. You can't do that with the Chiefs.
Kansas City, nope.
You just
because you know that big play is coming. You just don't know when.
Yeah.
And you'll mess around and get popped trying to play underneath coverage against these guys. I don't know. You got to try to find a way to blanket everything on the field, and it's humanly impossible. That's why this team is the way that they are.
Yeah,
that's why they're in the Super Bowl for the second consecutive season, because you can't blanket everything. Nobody has the. I don't even want to say talent, because I don't even think that's a thing. But because we saw it, in the last playoff game, you lose Patrick Mahomes, everything becomes shaky all of a sudden. So. There's a lot of talent on that team, but they operate to the strengths of Patrick Mahomes: strong arm, mobile, accurate.
And here's nothing. They let Andy Reid lets Patrick Mahomes call some of his own plays. He lets him have freedom.
Yeah, the trust that Andy Reid has for Patrick Mahomes is unmatched.
Yeah,
and I think that's another reason why they're so successful, is because Andy Reid doesn't try to outcoach Patrick Mahomes. Sometimes it's just like. The best, like Steve Kerr say, sometimes the best coaching is not coaching at all.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? When you got so much talent on your roster, you don't really have to say or do much. They know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Don't overcoach it, trying to, put your stamp on the game. Andy Reid says, look, we out here to win. Most guys are running the ball. Most guys are running the ball, with a minute, with 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Oh, let's run the ball, punt. Andy Reid's like, let's run the ball. On third down, we're throwing. Fourth down, 4th and 2, we're throwing. Speed option, Tyreek Hill. Like, this guy's got some cojones on him. But we gotta wrap this one up.
Yeah. So I was just say like
text messages.
Yeah. So basically I was just gonna say, what was I gonna say? So I was just gonna say like, well, yeah, that freedom and that trust that Andy Reid has, and we've seen like And what I like about Andy Reid, he lets the players be themselves. He just does.
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of the best players that can take a player who's having, even off the field, just issues like that. Like we saw that with Tyreek
Yeah,
Hill.
he did it with Vic.
Yeah, he did with Vic. And
Yeah,
even this year, or even he was even able to get that out of Tyreek Hill because he had some off the field issues in college. Able to
yeah,
do that, and he gets the best out of every one of his
yeah,
players. Probably one
yeah.
of the best, and it's hard to do that as a coach. It really is.
It is. It's hard to tame attitudes, period.
Mhm.
Personalities and guys with egos. That's the biggest thing because it's
Yeah,
very easy for a team like Kansas City offensively, how on fire they've been the past 2.5 years, to be
mhm.
egotistical. To
Yeah,
Travis Kelce say, I got 5 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. I want
yeah.
to make X amount of dollars.
Even Travis Kelce is one of the guys who had
Tyreek
on the field
Hill,
issues.
I came in as a returnman. Now I'm a
Mhm.
top 5 wide receiver in the league, and I want to be paid like it.
Yeah,
All of that could be going on,
and
but
that yeah,
everybody's putting their egos to the side for the greater good of the team.
yeah. So this is gonna be a long one, but I think that's gonna do it for this segment. Um,
Yeah,
so
it's
Bucks are
been
gonna
what,
win.
about an hour and
Yeah,
15 minutes.
this could be the longest
Damn,
segment I
that
think
flew by.
ever. Yeah, that really did.
This is the longest segment right here.
Yeah, the other ones were like
Yeah,
30, 40 minutes because OJ had to
yeah.
go in some time, and then Zadario, we just ended that one quick, and then we'll have to see what the other ones come out to. So we might have to do like part two. This one might be the end of part one, and part two will have to come out. But
Yep.
if you want to just shout yourself out, end this off.
OGdaBeast,
Go
y'all
ahead.
already know. Follow me on every social media platform: Instagram, Twitter, and of course TikTok at OGdaBeast_sports. I
Sure.
love being on this show, man. I
Yep, I
appreciate you
love
having me.
having you on. And yeah, guys, just go ahead on YouTube, subscribe, Anchor, follow, and just go ahead and check out my TikTok as well, Dickie Lion, and my Instagram. That's also what we got going on. And as we were talking about earlier, you got your herd page, and we want to go help them out because you got something coming up for the Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go check that out, and also go check me out on your herd. Just go check me out on there. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
definitely. All right, so see you guys next time.